Kesaku Band is really one of the most intriguing anime bands ever. At least for me. I feel like they take their music much more seriously. Like, granted, it's fake, but I feel like what separates them from other anime bands is like they have like a much more mature tone and more serious direction to their music. You don't really find that anymore. Like, all other anime sounding music is somewhat like soundtrack themed. So I thought, like, why not look online for reviews on their discography? Buddy, I could not find any living soul on this planet who has reviewed their albums. Like, no one, maybe besides Nirika, has actually reviewed their music. Like, do you know how fucking crazy that is to be like one of the most loved animes of like this recent decade, and nobody's like reviewing the music, which is like 50% of why people are legitimately watching the show. I mean, you would expect at least somebody like on YouTube to have reviewed it other than Nirika, but like, no, like nobody has actually. Like, I was putting like keywords like Gesokuban review, yada yada yada, nothing. So I'm like, okay, bro, like let me do it. Like, if nobody else is gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So that's what we're gonna do here today. I'm gonna be reviewing their entire discography. I'm gonna start off with the smaller stuff, like the smallest of the smallest, and then I'm gonna go to the album. I will be using a tier maker to rank, each song. Yeah, this is the Kesaku Band discography ranking. Now I'm gonna be starting off this tier list with the 2024 release of Doppelganger and Ray. I have no idea how it's called. Starting off with Ray. Ray is a cover of Asian Kung Fu Generation's own Ray. I feel like on here, I've seen a lot of people say that it's not as good as the original. I disagree, and this is particularly due to Kita's vocals. I understand that they're not as boastful or like powerful than the vocals on Asian's Kung Fu's Generation's own, like the original. But I feel like they do a well job into like having a more feminine feel to the track, if you know what I mean. Granted, maybe like the tremble and reverb on her vocals is the thing that's like enhancing her vocals. But yet again, this argument of like it wouldn't be as good as the original is really falling apart when you realize like a lot of artists use certain filters and effects to like increase the quality of their music. Not to say that Asian Kung Fu has ever used, I'm not sure, but this is how artists like move around these days. That's how it is. So if I had to like rank it, it would probably go A tier. Like, I don't want to give it too much credit because like it's not their song per se, but I think that it does a really well job in doing justice to the original. Anyways, Doppelganger, maybe the better track out of the two. If Kesaku Band did Riri, like if it was like their own song and nobody had done it before, that would have probably been the best song off this little 2-track EP. But Doppelganger is really intriguing just because of the fact that most of Kesaku Band's songs cover like loneliness or something like that, but this one covers like in a different way. Although I'm not really sure how exactly it's trying to convey the message. I mean, it's about somebody like a loner girl meeting a doppelganger, a boy, because like the doppelganger is a he in the lyrics. My only problem is that if you're a doppelganger, you are like literally the same person, right? Not just on looks, but like on personality. And the loner girl wants to be this guy because like she doesn't want to be like lonely anymore. Like, she wants to have the traits that the doppelganger has, but like this doesn't make really much sense to me. Like, doppelganger again is supposed to be like the same person, but I just don't really understand what the doppelganger part comes into play on here. It's still a great track. I just don't think that the idea is fleshed out well. If I had to rate it, C tier. Now we have the also 2024 release of Shine as usual. Now I'm going for underground. Also 2 tracks. Let's start with now I'm going for underground. I think that's a good place to start. Much it has much more like rock, generic rock feel to it. Granted, nothing crazy. I feel like the vocals from Kita are much more daring and maybe like I wouldn't say heartfelt, but like begful, like in tone. I also feel like this is like really similar to Riri. Like that last part of Riri, amazing by the way. I feel like it would be like a great transition to from like the outro of Riri to the beginning. I feel like I just don't know any knowledge about a guitar, but you can just know that there are like certain riffs and aspects to the underground and from Riri. I don't know, two similar yet distinct tracks. I feel like for underground, I would have it at B tier. Nothing crazy. Still good listen. Yeah. Shine as usual. Maybe in Soundscape, the sister song to If I Could Be a Constellation, especially with Kita's vocals. I feel like there's like a much more professional tone, I would say, to the track, especially at the 240 mark, where it sounds like Michael Jackson, rainy, nostalgic kind of sounding. It's a good track. Not one of my favorites though. I would put it in B tier as well. Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. Alright, now moving into 2023's Into the Light EP. Also 2 tracks. You have Into the Light, and then you have Blue Spring and Western Sky. Holy shit, dude. Into the Light as like the first song is amazing. Bocchi is killing it on her guitar. And honestly, I feel like Rio's bass playing is off the charts on here. I feel like this is the best bass playing from her that we have gotten through all of the music. Like, seriously. Kita's vocals fit perfectly in our song very nicely throughout this track. Like, maybe my favorite track, honestly, out of all of their songs. I really cannot name anything wrong about it. It's literally perfect. S fucking tier. Perfect. Who would have known? Blue Spring and Western Sky, I don't really have a strong feeling towards this track. I feel like it gets job done. If I had to rate it, B tier as well. Just nothing crazy, but it's still good. Good listen. And now we have 2024's We Will EP. This has 4 tracks: Unite, Planet, Milky Way, and Bundle Up Your Dreams. Starting it off with Unite, easily like the best song on here. Maybe not easily, but Nijika is really singing loudly over this bombastic beat. It's really dramatic. I would put it in S tier. I feel like this is their loudest that they have ever gotten on a song, and yeah. Then you have Planet, which is more theatrical than dramatic than Unite was. You have this like really, again, dramatic violin in the background. It sounds more like a getaway chase, like the soundtrack to you just robbed the bank and now you're just escaping. Perfect song as well, S tier. Milky Way and Bundle Up Your Dreams are more slower paced rock jams. Not as energetic as Planet and Unite, but I feel like they rely on more vocal strength than on the other two, so I think I'm gonna put it in B tier. And now we have 2024's Re Kesako Band EP. This has 6 tracks. 4 of them we already covered, actually. They're repeats, but we got 2 brand new tracks on here. If I'm not mistaken, it's Me and the 3 Primary Colors and Chronostasis, both which I feel are relying, again, vocally on the vocal performance rather than the acoustics, the instrumentals. I feel like Chronostasis does a better job doing that certain aspect, performing that certain aspect of the song. Me and the 3 Primary Colors, not so much. I have never really been a big fan of that one. So I'll put Chronostasis in A tier and Me and the 3 Primary Colors in B tier. Now, I know what you're thinking at this point. We're probably done here. We're going to move on to the album. No, there's actually one more that I feel like not a lot of people know this. There's this karaoke version of what the members of Kesuga band performed. Like it's like this mini album, not an EP necessarily. You won't find it under their Spotify or Apple Music page for some reason. More so, you will find it under like the individual band members' profile names. Again, they are covering a variety of songs, like in a karaoke setting. This is called the Kirara Tribute Collection. Has 7 songs. The first song, well, not necessarily a song, but it's titled Drama Part 1 Day Kesuga Band. Weird title, but it's not really a song. Like it's more like 10 minutes of the band members like talking to each other. I'm not sure if these lines are like what they're saying are in the anime show itself, but I don't think so because I just don't recognize it as them talking to each other so long. I don't think that consistently that much without any breaks. So I feel like they recorded this just for this karaoke album. The next real song is a karaoke version of K-on's Kagayake Girls, covered by Kuyokita. I think it does a job well done setting the tone that you're in a karaoke, you're about to sing this. Again, should I rate it? Yeah, I probably will. I think that they do Kita. I think that she does a good job. A tier. The next track is Ryo Yamada covering Daydream Cafe by Petite Rabbit's own original song. I think that this is honestly better than the original. And there are some background vocals, maybe from Nijika, I think. And this also made me realize that we don't really hear Ryo, sing as much as you would think that she does. I would put this in S tier, really. I think this is probably the best song. Depending on what you're going for in this karaoke album, at least for me, I prefer this over the others. The next track is really pretty fucking fantastic. It's called Kirumi no Baby by Hitori Goto. The original version is from Yasuna. From what I can find out, like my research, it's from someone named Yasuna. Maybe it's like a band or something. I don't know. It has a more carnival atmosphere to it. I haven't listened to the original version, so this is like my first time. But you can just like hear Hitori, like she does not sound confident during the beginning of the song, but then you realize that she's really pledging to the performance really well. Like she is going full throttle on the performance, like really I think she's really having fun. I think this with visuals would have been perfect. S tier as well. The next track is Shiny Days, covered by Nijika. The original is from someone named Asaka. It has this like Jackson 5 summary type of feel. Not as great as the others, I think, but I think it gets the job done. I would put it in B tier. As for the final real track on this album, is covered by Kita again. It's called Won't You Kiss Me. Not as great as the others. But I feel like there is not really that much of a karaoke feel to it. But I think that as a song itself, I think it's good. I'll put it in B tier. And you know what? I'll switch Shiny Days to A tier. I think that while comparing it to the others, I think it's better than I would have expected. You then have another track, the last track, which isn't a song. Again, it's like, to me, it feels like the members of Kesuga band are just like leaving the karaoke and talking about it. Again, like I don't understand what's going on. It's like in Japanese. I'm learning a little bit, but of course I don't understand anything. But yeah, I feel like they got the job done. This little side quest that they did, great work, really.
先輩、こんにちは。二人早いね。本当に草食べてる。
I love it. This is the 2023 official studio self-titled Diva album from Kesuga band. This album is thrilling and it's also sad, but mostly energetic and fun all around. Starting off hot with Seiyun Complex, I think that's how you say it. I feel like this is really a perfect song and like a perfect way to start off the album. Like, it's not only just perfect as an intro, but I feel like as an outro itself, it's somewhat celebratory and really upbeat. I feel like there's not really a lot of work going into it, but I feel like that's what makes it so perfect and unique as an intro track. I would put it in S tier immediately right off the bat. The next song is Hitori Wachi Tokyo. Kind of like a more endearing song. I feel like the vocals are really clean. Like throughout all this album, the vocals are super clean. Like some of the most clearest, clean vocals you will find on an album like this. Bocchi's shredding is amazing. She's killing it. You know, the guitar from Kita really does a lot of work on here. Kita herself has a tone of like remembrance, I would suggest vocally. I would put it in A tier. Not as strong as Seiyun Complex in my opinion, but still good. The next song is Distortion, and I get why people would favor this as like the best song of the album. I don't think so. I feel like I get it. The chorus is catchy. She's has a little bit of English in the chorus, but I feel like there are better choruses on the album. It could have been perfect, but it doesn't really go anywhere like in a certain fashion that I would have wanted it for a track like this to go. The intro was nice though. I like the build up, so I'll put it in B tier. I'm not too crazy about it, but yeah, that's what it is. The next song off of this album is titled Secret Base, and I think Kita is beautifully singing on here. And like, oh my fucking goodness, the way that she stretched out her vocals toward like the end of the song, amazing. Again, better chorus on here, like super easy to like catch along. Celebratory track. I really love this track. I would put it in A tier. The next song is Guitar Loneliness and Blue Planet. Like really the most aggressive track, I would suppose. Like this track made me realize how much of a underrated drummer that Nijika really is. Like really fast paced. Like she's just fucking smashing that guitar over and over again. I love how powerful Kita's vocals are on here. And yeah, that's how I feel about the track. I would put it in a S tier, S tier, S tier. There. The next song is I Cannot Sing a Love Song. I feel like this has a little bit of Radiohead influence, maybe on a little bit of the album as a whole itself. Not too crazy about it. It's catchy and melancholic with like a rockstar-esque aesthetic. I would put it in A tier as well. That Band is an amazing song as well. Really amazing harmonies. And it probably has like the clearest atmosphere out of all the tracks on here. The guitar from Bocchi perfectly establishes like the mood and tone of the song. Bonus points for like Mark 230 on the song, where they use like this radio-esque filter to like make the transition to like the grand finale of the song. Like amazing shit. And let's put it in S tier as well. You have Cara Cara as the next track. I think that Bocchi again does well with the guitar, sets the mood, the sad energy that she gives off. And Kita's vocals sound like a cry for help, I would suppose, especially in like in the chorus section of it. Great track overall. I think I'll put it in S tier as well. The next song, The Little C, is probably like maybe the worst. Not to say like it's bad or anything, but I just find it boring. This is like a more slower track, but I feel like the other tracks had some sort of like spark or energy to it. I don't feel like there's much to this track other than like the storytelling tone that you're getting off here. I would put it in C tier, to be honest. The next one is called What Is Wrong With. I feel this is like Nijika's best performance, maybe, other than Unite. There's like this like Western influence, like the country rock kind of aesthetic going on in here. It's like this little fun detour from like all the sad stuff that the other tracks provide on the album. And right here, you know that there's a charm, like the Nijika charm that she is known for, while Kita handles like the more mature and serious topics. S tier as well. And holy shit, like the S tier is already filled. I'm not sure like if we're gonna get any more, but oh well. Anyways, the next track is Never Forget. It's a more like bouncy track. I would say like a more energetic Radiohead type of track. I think Bocchi set up the intro really nice in like a great fashion. Love the vocal stretches from Kita, but as a song itself, I wouldn't find it crazy as I do with the other songs. I would put it in B tier. If I Could Be a Constellation is the next track, and Rio is running that bass. Oh my fucking god, amazing work. It's a more lovely track, based on the vocal notes that Kita is hitting. I would put it in A tier. Flashback is the next song, and not that it's boring, but I feel like it has the weakest melodies out of all of the other songs on here. It kind of comes off as like a filler song, like the Little C was. I just don't see like a clear direction with this one. A basic drum patterns and really like the wrong kind of outlier you would want. I would put it in C tier, if I'm being honest. And see, here's the part where that it just pisses me off. Like, I cannot have this next track as the best track, because it's another song covering Asian Kung Fu's generation's own song, Rock and Roll Morning Light Falls Upon You, or something. I think that's the title. Either way, like, I feel like this is like the best song on the album, like based on vocal performance, based on the atmosphere, like the tone, how somber it is. But again, like, I just don't want to give it like the title as the best song of like the whole album, because like it's not really their song at the end of the day. It's a cover. But you know, I feel like as an outro, I feel like they did a good job doing justice to it and picking it as an outro. Really good fucking masterpiece, and like a good closing statement to another track. Really amazing shredding from Bocchi, and like then you just go back to this sad but in an upbeat way type of finale into the track. I really like it. I just really like it. I'll put it in S tier. You know, I'll put it in S tier. And look at that. I had to put it on top of the last two on the S tier because like there's no space, but like fuck it, you know, that's what I'm gonna do here. And like, I know that during this review, like I stuttered or something, or like I couldn't explain the song just how I wanted to explain it. At the end of the day, I am a tourist when it comes to this music. Again, this is my lane of music that I listen to a lot. Well, I listen to Kaseko Band, and I'm doing this tier list, so I do listen to them, but I'm mostly hip-hop oriented. So yeah, let me know where I got it wrong. Let me know where I got it right. And yeah, subscribe or not, I don't really care. But yeah, these are my opinions and thoughts on each Kaseko Band song.
Check!